Hello? Hello, hello. Hopefully this isn't too late for everyone. Sorry, there was a bit of a technical issue on my side. Welcome to today's art stream. We'll be We'll be looking at some fun we can do with Blender. It's gonna be a bit fun this way. Let me just make sure this fits onto the stream. There we go. Oh, for those that want to see how far we got last time, we have this brightly pink view of the world. No. Just need to get these images in the right place, and then we can continue forward. So these are pink because they have the wrong data on them. They're unable to find it because I moved it recently. Put it all on one thing. So let me just fix that real quick. Drag the image there. Delete these. We attach it on color and alpha. Now we have the clouds back. Now, what about not just the clouds? What about the grass? Well, let's get some grass back in here. So we're gonna take this, move it there, and add back some grass to our lovely hill. That works for that. However, now we're missing all of our flowers. Let's get rid of this and add in the flowers that we need. Let's see. And boom. Flowers indeed. Now all we have is left is this cliff, which I'm still not sure of. Because when we look at it through the view, it just looks really off. So if we go through here and add in this fix here, it makes everything look very strange. I don't know. Let's try something else maybe. Let's put back the wind. See, if I play it and then do that, we have the movement back from the wind. Is it too light though? I'm thinking. It's a bit too light. We can barely see all the wind effects happening as is. So let's go ahead and change this. Let's go back to, can I go back to this? Yeah, go back to this, pause this. Let's go back to our camera. There's our turbulent right there. Nice. Let's move this to, where is our video sequencer? We got this. Where's that sheet? There it is. We have this here, and we have it right here. The only thing we need to do is grab onto it, move it, and make it go all the way here. So now we have it moving from there to there. Just gonna delete these keyframes. Move this now. Press Z. X. And have it move this way. About there. The end of our keyframes. But this should be easy enough. Insert keyframe. Location. There we go. This should increase the movement 20-fold. Some movement across the hills like that. Nice enough. Something really cool to see. Let's go with something else. Well, after this, let's go ahead and make something really cool now. What we're gonna do now, go ahead and make a nice little...
Hi, I'm...
Go ahead and make a nice little I wanted to make a nice cliff, maybe something like a waterfall.
Hi, I'm Christoph, and...
Let's see. Something very interesting. We could do this. Let's see. Change this to I don't need this right now. This is another cloud. I need a cloud folder now. Nice. Let's create something new. Call it clouds. And then put both of these inside there. Nice. Okay. What I'm gonna do now is just move this. Let's make a new plane. Put it there, scale it. Let's go to this. Just go here, start it. Let's go with material output. Let's give it a new material. Get rid of this. Friends. Move this to surface. Every time. Texture. Where is it? We need the Verneuil. There it is. Verneuil texture. Go from the distance into the color. Nice. So put that a bit far. Put it like over here. Add in like a color ramp. Put that right there. Now, if we look at this, it's all plotchy, right? Gotta do is move this, and maybe just flip it almost. Let's flip it. After we flip it, we can go like more dark. Get really dark. Like very few white holes. Then we can go ahead and scale this only in terms of, let's see, scale it in terms of Y only. Even smaller, like a 1 point something. It looks a bit weird because it's like we're not getting much else. If like we look at it from here, it looks fine. So now let's just duplicate this. A bit too big. Let's go back to the original. Go here, shrink this a bit, scale, Y. Move this here. And let's go ahead and duplicate it. Right there. Then rotate. Duplicate it there. I don't need you. Let's make sure it's 90 degrees. For the cursor. Oops. Okay. For this we can go ahead and shrink this actually. Scale it even lower. Scale smaller. I'm realizing now that I made this way too big. Scale this, run in the Y direction. About this. Go here. Bring it closer. Screw it. Delete it. Duplicate it. G. The direction. Let's move this right here. Let's rotate this. Direction on. Let's rotate this in the X direction only. Move this here. And let's move this a bit more. Yeah, about that. That should work for now. Now we can just go ahead and make. Where's the. Should have the. Where's that scale? The Verdinian. So after we have the Verdinian, we can go ahead and move this. Let's add in a texture coordinate. Add this here. Go ahead and put this generated on the vectors. Okay. And let's make sure the scale is increased. Something like 50. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of this like night sky or something like that. Consider this, and let's move this. Let's duplicate this part now. Move it to this side. Right there. Give it a new material. This one gets the color of. Mix. We need to give it a new one, but which one would work best here? see. What is this part? Let's go ahead and add a mix. Not a mix shader, no. It's just a color mix. Put this here. See, what's bothering me is that this thing is not doing the effect that I wanted. It's like scale is off, that's why. So these three are supposed to have different textures, right? This is supposed to have a completely different texture than the other two. Here we're gonna go with, we have the scale at 50k, we have the randomness at 1, right? What we don't have is this, something called mapping. And with that, we can go ahead and fix this. So we're gonna change the size of the actual dot things by putting it from 0.1. So if you look here, this one, I'm gonna change it from 0.1 to 0.5. It's still not doing that effect that I wanted. Like 0.1. Is it flipped for some reason? The wrong direction? That's what I'm thinking. I can go ahead and increase the, maybe if I go ahead and change the, see, that is fine, but it's going in the wrong direction. Let's say if I go here, change this from 0.5. So what we have to do is get it, can I rotate? So what we're gonna do is this, but we want this to happen on the other direction. I'm wasting too much time on this. Okay, easy thing. Delete that one, take this one, rotate it, and rotate it. Why? Yeah. Rotate it this way, scale it. Why? X. Oh boy. That does not look good. Okay. Scale. And from the X. Scale. Change from. Let's get this there. There we go. That's more or less what we actually wanted. So what's gonna happen? I'm gonna take this, move this closer, rotate it. Take the Y, G, in the Y direction. There we go. This here. There we go. So you see the effect we have going on here? That's what we're gonna use for our waterfall. It's gonna be like multiple different ones like that. So let's duplicate this. Move this into the move this into the Y, move this here. Nice. Now here, I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a new one. Call this material 5 or something. Let's give this something called gradient. No, tech. What we're gonna do is put this here, and then add in a mix. RGB. So now we're gonna do something really cool. We're gonna put this here and add in this here, and well, that's flipped. Finish that. It's always something like this. Rotate this in the Y direction. Let's go. Ta-da! It's fixed. Let's move this, move it upwards, keep it like that. There we go. No change necessary. Nah, I'm kidding. Move this there. So what we're gonna do now is add in the similar texture, the mapping and Valerie, because now we're gonna change it so it's like, what we're gonna do is make it so that it can repeat itself as well, like we have with the droplets. So if you do this, go here, and then we go here for the texture coordinate. Let's do that. Let's add texture coordinate. Go to generated to the location, the vector. There we go. Looking better already. We don't want this to be linear. We want it to be like in a certain corner. So let's go with quadratic sphere, like that. That works. Something like this. Go ahead and move it a bit. Let's move it a bit to the other side. Maybe a bit lower. So we have our lighting that we wanted, but we don't have it in the right area. So what we want to do is move it to the bottom-ish area. Can I change? Yeah, we're gonna need to change this. It's too much. Let's see if I can. I go here, change this to a bit higher, 0.4. Huh. There's something off here. Is it this? If I set it to soft light? Setting it to soft light changed a bit of it, but it did not help. Let's see. Let's put it back to ones. Ones all the way down. Did something just now and I lost the shadow. There it is. Let's go with, so now we need to change this to something different. If I move it, the location of it, yeah, there we go. I also need to change the size of it, something like this. Yeah, there we go. So now we have our shaded area of the water. So we're gonna move the shaded area of the water somewhere to the let me just let's make a new collection. Put all this shit in there. Let's go with the new one. Call it land. And put all of our flower, our grass field, plain. Let's put that all there. Put this there too. Forgot the cliff. There we go. Okay. So now that we are here, let's do something cool. Let's go here and flip this. It's gonna change now because we going to be using something different because we're using the soft light now. Yeah, so we got that. Go ahead and make this a bit darker. There. And we're gonna need to add in something to change this with. Go with coloring. Put it here. Change it to the very different area. So we have that. We're gonna have like something like this. Very bright. Very different. With that there, we can go ahead and change this to a different shade. Make this even lighter. Go like that. Let's change it from the generated to the UV as the vector. Same for in the other one. Use the UV instead of the vector. We have something like this. do that so that we have. Oh, let's move the location. Put this back at like in the middle. Ah, shit. Put this back in the middle like that. Move this a bit to the here. Kill it and move that a bit. So with a Z, should probably it's going. Alright, let's try this. Let's move this. And let's move this. So we see the other one. We're gonna move this right here. What we're gonna do is, where is the objects? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead, move this with just a tiny bit. So we're gonna have them right aligned, right? Scale it. Right there. We're gonna take this, move it right about there too. We're just gonna move this, rotate it on the Y. Rotate that up there, and then move this closer. And what we're gonna do let's move it almost so that it is can you get that? No, not for the y-axis. I need it for the x-axis. Put it at 90 degrees. Regardless, we're gonna move this, put it right there. Let's move this. Forty 0.7 1.61. What I'm gonna do is good always. There it is. Okay, what we're gonna do is take this, rotate it at 0, 0. Put this at 90. This is 90. Nice, perfectly straight now. Go here, and do the same thing. Put this at 0. It's at 90. It's at 90. Now what we're gonna do is make sure they're both in the exact same location. So 86, 97, 36. And I got 36. Okay, cool. Well, not cool. They're clearly different sizes. 131, 60, and 0. Okay, and now with that, you can go ahead and move this. So what we're gonna do is move this one. Well, let's ignore this one real quick. Get this one in the right position. Put this into the closer and there we go. Add this one, move it in the closer up, and set it up. Let's go back to our rendered view. So now we're gonna move this up and right there. What we're gonna do is like a cool waterfall effect here. Now we're gonna go ahead and cut this up a bit. So let's go in edit mode. Subdivide this thing. Let's subdivide it more. There we go. Let's go with the face select. Go for. Is that face select? No. No. This is face select. In case you don't see what's happening, what I'm gonna do is take this and no, let's not subdivide it. Let's do something else. Something probably better. Something like this. We're gonna go ahead and take this. There. We're gonna go make a whole bunch of loop cuts. Control R. Control R. Put one right in the center. And I'll put one more. Let's increase the number of cuts. Let's put one here. Go ahead and put another one here, here. What we don't want is any vertical cuts at the moment. That should be good. What we want is as many cuts as we can here in the center-ish area, because then, not center vertical, mind you, just in the center right here. So what we're gonna do is that, and let's put it over here. Okay, so now if we just get out of this view, go something more normal. Something more normal like this, and I can clearly see that this needs to be moved a bit. Is this the same side? 131, 60, so it's not even. Can do now. Let's go back here. You see this space right here? We no longer need it. And the same could be said for a lot of these, where we can just go ahead, delete the faces. We have something like this. Let's go ahead and move this back into rendered for a second. We pretty much do the same for back here. Go from everything from here, here, here. Go ahead and delete that. Basically, delete all their faces. Now we have this. Why get rid of this too? The reason it looks a bit weird at the moment is because we haven't moved this properly yet. Get rid of this too. So what's gonna happen right now in like a second is I'm going to move this in a very weird way real quickly. Grab this, go into the Y. Okay, like that. And then we're gonna go ahead and let's go to a different view. Let's go here. Go something like this. It's going to be very precise here. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically take this and turn it. This will create an effect that we really need. So you know in waterfalls where the top layer is a bit different from the bottom layer? Well, it's usually because of something like this, where I did not have it selected. Where we have areas where it needs to be rotated and turned. Oh, funky. Rotate. And we rotating. Do something like this. This obviously needs more cuts though. So we're going to go ahead and add in a shit ton more cuts. Because this does not look right otherwise. Add in a shit ton more cuts. You just have to avoid the vertical cuts. What we need is there. That should work. Let's rotate this way. Where's my proportional editing? Let's get some of that in here. And this. We have something like this, really weird, right? That's why we're gonna make this look much easier way to do this. Just to look at this thing from the side. What we're gonna do is look at the, not even the faces. What we're gonna do is look at the edges. We're gonna just move these. That thing. So what's happening right now is we're not editing it all the way through. So we need to turn this on, the X-ray. Now, if I move it now, I'm gonna be editing and be moving all of it. So we have this. Yeah, let's lower this entire thing a bit actually. It's a bit off to me. So just X, move it to Z. About there, better. Now if we go here. We're gonna have to turn basically all points, including this one. Why is that? Okay. So from there, you have to start turning these. There we go. Now if we go here, see, got ourselves a nice little current of a bit. So the proper way to fix this now would be to move this closer, or you could do the lazy way like I'm about to do and move this. Move this just a bit up. And maybe a bit to the side. Now we do this a bit similar to this. If you look at it from the side, we have to now make this look much more normal. Because as is, this does not look right. Right? It looks like we chopped it up and just taped it on last second. And we did, but it's not what we want it to look like. Plus, the amount of black there is not right. What we're gonna do is move. Oh, that's still around. I deleted this. So this is the other face for the waterfall that we had. There. Okay. So what we have is this part. It's really bright, so let's move this. Make it a bit more. I want to say make it a bit more dark, but it needs to be changed. So if we have this, say it here, goes before. We can keep this one. We're gonna have to change this one. Yeah, something more like this. Something where there's more black in there than white. So for me, there looks to be a bit weirdness, because the way I'm seeing it is like there should be white, but it shouldn't be this white. It should be more like this, I guess. Yeah, something like this. White doesn't overpower it, but it's still there. Now it looks like it's dripping off of it more. Play around with this. Yeah, like that. What's bothering me is the amount that is there. Go here, change that to that. It's like 0.8. Something like that. Maybe. I don't know if I want to mess with that at the moment. Something wrong there. Gonna have to spend time redoing it. You know what? No, this is fine. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the center right here for now. And we're gonna go ahead and create a new mesh. It's gonna be a UV spear. Small little circle. Cute little guy. What we're gonna do is we're gonna move him. Gonna move this guy all the way over. Nope. Over to the side. Hey Ronnie, how you doing? So we're making a Studio Ghibli sort of waterfall right now. We're gonna make something really cool to look at. If you want to see what it was looking right before, we've got this environment, and we're gonna go ahead and add some wind effect into it. You see this little cool area where we got this happening? We're gonna go ahead and make an entire scene like this. Rotate around the X. Let's put this right here. We're gonna move this right here to the side. For now, at least. And let's mute back everything. Okay. So we have the spear. I'm gonna go ahead and move it. I'm gonna go ahead and move it all the way here. There we go. So what we're gonna do, it's gonna be a real interesting thing. We're gonna go ahead and scale this tiny ball. We're gonna scale it about that, right? So now with something like this, we can go ahead and change how we see things. So what I mean by that is we're gonna go ahead and add something, a light to it. But first, let me just resize it a bit because as is, this is freakishly huge. Let's reset this, scale it, move it in the Z, make it more thin. This is gonna be the end point of our waterfall. It's gonna look like where everything is splashing on. Yeah, like that. Fun, fun, fun. Gonna add. Should we add a sun to this? I'm thinking if we go ahead and do this. Go ahead and add light to the object as a sun. So this is like very particular, and you can see it right there, how it's being applied. I'm gonna go ahead and make this flat. Let's smooth it out. Shade smooth. But that's the fun thing. If you ever don't like anything, you can go ahead and say screw it, fix it. There we go. Something much nicer like that. It helps a lot. You can just keep playing with it until it's like looks like how you want it to look. Till then, we can just go ahead and move it around and around. And just keep going at it like this. Now we're gonna make this look like an actual waterfall. What we're gonna do is add a modifier, turn it into an array. Nope, not an array. Let's turn it into subdivision surface. So subdivision surface is gonna make it look like multiple different faces right on it. And then we're gonna also add in a couple other things to it. I change the viewpoint to look like 2 as well, so we see exactly how it is. Then we're gonna add in a displacer. Displacer. Let's go. Go ahead and give this thing a new texture. We're gonna define how it looks. And here, we're gonna go into where's the settings? Because what we're trying to do is go into the object. And we're going to go into the object, give it the texture that we want it to. The texture has to be the right one. I'm going to go ahead and give it a Varani texture. Yeah. So Varani is like the type of wood you get. It gives a cool, really cool effect like this, right? This is like a really cool splashdown version of what we need. But what we do need is to change it a bit so that it looks, oh, even like this. It does look like a waterfall sort of splashdown. We just need to change it a bit so it looks about right. So let's go ahead and applied that, didn't I? I'm gonna have let's go here. Okay, let's add that displace thing again. And the new texture. Go ahead and edit the properties as a new texture. I'm gonna give it the Varani look. And after that, we're gonna go ahead and fix this so that it just changes. So if we go here, actually doesn't look too bad as is, but we're gonna have to modify this with the displacement texture. Go ahead and change it from local to object coordinates. So we're gonna change it from where it starts. Boom. And then we're gonna add in some plane axes to it. So what we're gonna do is define where the coordinates are for this specific thing. It's a bit different. Plane. Where is it? There it is. So we're gonna go ahead, move it to the X, move it down to the Y, to the Z, and boom. Almost there. So what I'm doing is moving it by the hotkey because I always find it much easier. Just shift it around like that. What we're gonna do is make it so that it links to it. So you see, where is it? We're gonna move this right here. Here, better. Right, so we see this. We see how the texture is that. We're gonna set it so that it doesn't hit just that. We're gonna set it to the object connection. So instead of global, like it was, we're gonna set it to object, and I'm gonna select this as the object. The reason we do this, so now if we go here, press G, it goes to the direction of the object. Yeah, it's a bit big. You know what the worst thing about this is? I think it was fine in the horizontal sense, but in like this direction, there. Yeah, that's much better. Let's give this a new thing. Let's call it waterfall. Caps lock and misspell. Nice. Change this. Go here. Put in the emission. Let's go. So now we're gonna try this and give it the right texture. Where's the Vernai? There we go. And what else are we gonna need? Because as cool as that looks, it's not gonna look like a river. Actually, wait, let's go here with this, add a color ramp. Now that we're gonna do something cool, gonna go here, color ramp, move this here, add in from the distance, nice, distance to the flak, and color to the color. Shade this a bit. Now we can basically do whatever color we want onto this thing. We're gonna make it look as nice as we can. So let's first change this a bit in terms of scale. Want it more multicolored. So let's go with something like 20. And that vector will change the coloring of the object. What is wrong with this thing? So to this, yeah, it's too much to the side. Go there, scale it into more like that. It's like there's something wrong with the waterfall. I think it's just too much to the side. So if I go ahead and scale it and just the other side, get it more wide like that, that's much better. Looks like some kind of porcupine now, but not the worst. Cillian 3D, okay, not the worst. Might want to make this a bit brighter. There. Nicer. And we're gonna go ahead, change this to be more. Let's flip it actually. Let's go. Let's make this white with black spots instead. Makes this look like this. Always cool to see stuff like that. And okay. We now have the center-ish layer of our waterfall. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and make the bottom of the waterfall now. Yeah, I'll start up with another plane. Move that. Nice, first try. Boom. And let's make it should be about the same length at least. So 43 by 20. 43 by 20. 43. No, that's 43 by 19. Oops. There we go. That's better. guess we can make this entire area a bit bigger though. Make it like this. This entire area is splashing down on like huge amounts of water. Right? Okay, and now we have this. I really should be renaming these. Let's actually go name these all. Football. Waterfall side. Waterfall curve. Waterfall. Bottom. Cool, yeah. We have this nice little field with effect going on. Move it. I could probably raise it a bit so it's like it feels more like it's splashing down like on top of it, and it's like it looks more real, yeah. Well, even for something like this that we know isn't supposed to look real, we want it to look real. So let's go ahead and give it a emission shader. So making something more stylized, I realized takes the most amount of emissions. Sorry. Sorry. Hello, Toxic Blackin. Technically, and I want to say congrats. You're my first follower on this. Yeah, I'm making a Studio Ghibli sort of styled environment. If you actually want to see, here, I'll show you with everything back on. We have a nice field going with some environmental grass going on. We're gonna go ahead and make a cool field, have a whole scene, and traverse around. Yeah. So the cool thing is like this whole thing, yeah, I could make it, even you could make it in like under an hour. So it's like, if anyone, I like to say, if anyone wants to join in, hop in. But now we're gonna go ahead back into this waterfall and continue with that. Because we got this cool little thing going here. You have the top like that. We're gonna go ahead and make this actually look like water. Oh, nice. Is you're making your own avatar, or what? Are you making something really? Don't get me started on eyes. If we go on eyes, we'll be here all day. It's like, sure. I'd love to take a look at it. Let's go. With something like eyes, when it comes to the drawing, eyes are always the most important part to me, because like it's the first thing people look at. It's like where everyone is staring. Hey, welcome back. If you ever saw, there's this actual painting I saw once. It was it's the painting of the guy clutching his head, looking insane. I forgot what it's called, but the reason why it's really important is because I read eyes for that purpose can change what everything means, and it makes everything look much more meaningful. So, oh, you use your phone or your tablet to do it? What tablet do you have? No worries. What's it called? So we're gonna try now to make this water area actually look like it has water. So we're gonna go add in a wave texture. So let's go add. Oh, there it is. I always have caps lock on for some reason. And instead of bands, which is normal, we're gonna go with the rings. So for me, I think I don't want to say lucked out because when I was younger, I couldn't afford a drawing tablet. So I learned from doing it on the computer keyboard and mouse. So it's like going back to a tablet, even though it's easier, I have to relearn everything. So it's like I'm sticking with this for as long as I can, which is terrible probably, but I'm good with it. What's it called? And how's your day going? I want to say the same, but I mentally checked out. I'm still mentally checked out. There we go. And just add in this. I wonder why it's not. Huh. It's adding in the rings, but it's not adding in the Z factor. The Z factor is what we should be seeing to change the height, width, and length of the rings itself. Let's go ahead and add in scale. Scale's 5 is fine. Story editing. Detail at 2. Detail. We're missing something here that's like stopping it from changing completely. Let's see. Because what should be happening is that it should be giving off the rings onto the object itself, but for some reason it isn't at the moment. Oh, I'm an idiot. I never applied it. Yeah, so we wanted to look right first, and then we add in the color afterwards so that we can match the color with the environment, and then we can play around with the environment afterwards to make it look how we need it to. So like here, all this is in black and white, but the blacks and the whites are going to change into the color that we actually need it to have. So for example, what's called all of this was, before I added into color, was just this gray blob that I had. And it's like we added into the color afterwards, and then we got to play around with the color to make sure it looked nice. Honestly, this is more just to make an entire. I want to create a world in this sort of style. I want to create something really cool looking. What we're gonna do is make a mini planet, and then we're gonna rotate around the planet and zoom into it. So, what's it called? We're gonna look in here. Yeah, so we're gonna do a global view, zoom in, and then look at certain locations, and then we're gonna go around to different biomes. And it's gonna be really cool because we're gonna do like this one's just gonna be like a Legend of Zelda Grassy Hills. Yeah, I'm gonna go do that right now. Thanks, Toxic. Ban. Goodbye. Yeah, so we're gonna go do this, and then we're gonna go from Legend of Zelda. We're gonna go to a different environment, go do like Metroid Prime in the space environment, and then we're gonna go do like some Mario Kingdom environment, Bowser's Castle. We're gonna go do like different environments, and then have them all like. There's this one image where it's like you see a whole bunch of different spheres or planets just circling around in space, and each one looks like a different world. We're gonna do something like that. Mind you, it doesn't help that we're gonna start small first. We're gonna start with a simple waterfall first. And we're gonna have to move this because water just goes from the center, not from this random location that we picked out. Let's spin this around. See, can I do it from a different point? Let's go here. There we go. Now, even though we have this, we're gonna have to scale it a bit, make it more circular. Because basically, when I rotated it like that, I got rid of all the circularity from it. Go there, and what's it called? Toxic Black. Are you watching anything recently? Anything new? Yeah, anime. What you watching recently? I know the struggle. What's it called? At the moment, I recently started JoJo. I'm on season 2 of that now. It's like I got to what was it? The second season, Battle Tendencies. That's been fun so far. Actually, I don't know if you checked this out, but on my channel, I make video essays on anime. So recently I did one on, what's it called? Studio Ghibli, and how Princess Mononoke was almost like cut in half, the entire movie. And it was like a whole history on that. So it's like, it had Harvey Weinstein wanting to like, hey, the movie should be less than an hour long. Could you cut 90 minutes of it? And what's it called? Miyazaki's like, the fuck do you mean cut 90 minutes of it? And just started laughing at him. It's actually a really cool look into it. Plus, it's like, it's based off a book about a guy that used to work there, and he like goes into like a deep dive into like the history of how they first started bringing movies, anime movies, into the West. So it's like the first time they brought in like not only Princess Mononoke, but like all of the Studio Ghibli movies, and how it's like a lot of the time they were laughed at, or like the translations just straight up didn't make sense. It's like a really cool look into it. Let's see. Let's make this bigger. Because even though we see that, oops, though we see this, we shouldn't see this part. Let's move this like back there. Something like that. What was the last anime you finished, Kin? No problem, no problem. Food Wars. And Food Wars is a fun show. Fun. So, do you have a favorite character in it? Or a favorite recipe at this point? What's that in the mix? What's it called? There's, if you're actually interested, there's a. Yeah, the food looks amazing. What's it called? It's if you ever watched Torigo, it was a show about like hunting for food ingredients, and it's like I sometimes wish the food looked as good as it did in Food Wars, because Torigo was a fun series, but man, its food did not look that nice as Food Wars does. Oh, there's actually, I think there's a YouTuber, I forgot what his name was. He makes the Food Wars recipe in real life. Chef something. But yeah, he goes ahead and tries to make all the recipes in real life. And he's like, yeah, this one you can do in real life, this one you cannot do in real life. Let's go with Step Light. Softer like that. Increase the fractured. Yeah, actually, let me see if I can actually find his name, because he did something really interesting where he made all the recipes and then he found like some of them were straight up broken. Like if you tried some of them in real life, they would straight up just ruin the cooking ingredients themselves. Oh, Fluffy Eggs was so good. I remember seeing that one. What's it called? What are we doing? We were I do. What's it called? There was that one recipe in was it the first couple episodes that I wanted to try out? It was like I think they took rice and then they put like the candied meat in it, and I was like, oh, and then the candied meat or the gelatinous meat melted. What was that? Or the omelet souffle. That stuff was cool. Yeah, there's some really cool recipes. Like the show. I don't know if you finished it or not. Did you finish the show? Yeah, Seven Deadly Sins. I got all the way. I never finished it. I got all the way to what's it called? Very up after the what's it called? The demons came back. It's like after Escanor basically kills the demon, and then what was it? A bit after that. Yeah, they do. But that's anime for you. No, it's not anime for you. But that's Seven Deadly Sins for you, at least. The show even starts on a cliffhanger when you think about it. It's like the series starts with us with all of them missing in the first place. What's it called? With Seven Deadly Sins, I think I had the same issue with same as Black Clover. I got into it hyped, and then I didn't find it as good as most people thought. So it's like my expectations were like way up, well, up here in this waterfall, for example, and then the show itself was like over here, and it just came crashing down on me. Let's try flipping this. There we go. Now we have something cool going on. We can go ahead and change this to the actual color ramp. Oops, turned into a light lamp. Okay, and let's put this here. And now what we're gonna do is have some fun with this. Gonna go ahead and put this right there. Let's see. With this here, gonna go ahead and put. Let's focus on this bit here. The water's crashing down there, sending out a ripple that goes all the way around. So it looks really cool and real like that. Now we're gonna need to. Yes. Oh, now I want to add a Magikarp. Just have a random Magikarp up there. Going splash. Ooh. Ooh. That actually gave me a really cool idea. Do you know what the story behind Magikarp is and Gyarados in Pokemon? So Magikarp and Gyarados are based off like this Japanese legend of a goldfish that's able to climb over a waterfall and turn into a dragon. If you watch One Piece, Kaido is the same thing. There's like, we can do like a mini Magikarp here and then put a Gyarados up there. Ooh, sorry for the. go with. Yeah. Hope your eye is doing all right. Alright, for a second I thought I zoomed into something really bright. I just basically screwed your eyes over. Well, I hope you survive. Let's go from this. So let's go from light to dark and let's do something spherical. Let's go. Now that we know what's light and what's dark in our thing, flip these around. Let's make this a bit more dark. No, let's go back to what we were before. Because as it was, that was not a good idea. Oh yeah? What happened there, Toxic? Well, that is if you don't mind talking about it. Oh, no. I've had similar happen to me. So I found out that I had an allergic reaction to something. Well, specifically to like a type of dust or dirt, and then basically my uvula like swelled up to the point where it's like I couldn't breathe or swallow anything. So I had to go to the doctor, and the doctor's like, "Well, you'll be fine in like an hour." So they told me like, "Don't worry about it." And I'm like, "Bitch, I can't breathe." Yeah. At least it goes away on its own. Although it's like annoying. Well, that's from. It's like there was that time, but there was also another time where for me it's like I was walking through like there was a door once, and say like the door was like a glass door like this. It was glass, and there was like a bar in the middle, and that was it to open the door. So I was running because I was late. So I go like running out the door, and then what I didn't know was that the glass was broken. So I put my hands for the push the glass, and my hands just go right through because there's no glass there, and I basically hit my neck on the actual metal door handle, like almost like backflip myself over there. Fun times. On the plus side, I missed school that day. Yay. On the negative, I almost broke my neck. Almost broke my neck in the dumbest way possible, too. In the mood for what? I'm kidding. Go ahead and have fun. I'm gonna be chilling with this piece till then. Thank you for coming though. Well, thank you then. Anyways, we gotta work on this water ripple now. To the point where it actually looks somewhat decent. Because as is, it looks trash. Well, so long as you're having fun, well, sure. Do. It's like there's something going wrong here. It's like the water itself should be like much more focused, I guess is the right word. I don't think there's a right word here, but it's like very like out there here. It needs to be thinner or closer. Is it because of this? No. Let's see. We've got this. The issue I have right now is that this should be more defined. So that means maybe scale it back a bit. That's no worries. It's called. You can just stay here and chill. No, or come up with a list to do. It's called come up with an actual to-do list. That could help. What's it called? Huh. Oh, why are you mad now? See. Well, it's nice to meet you, kid. And it's nice to hear that it's nice to hear that there's someone toxic here. Well, more than me at least. Don't worry, it's a compliment. I hope. I think. Both? Let's see. I might have to, because the way I'm thinking, I might have to go find why there's no noise texture on this. And to do that, I have to go and look for, what's it called? Because this wave thing, it's not the proper one. This wave texture, it should be including like a lot of stuff that's not there that I do need to use to work with. So I have a feeling I might have to update this, and that's gonna screw with another thing. Well, did you throw it away? Or is he still planning on keeping it? The background for the piece, or the background music that's playing? At the moment I was just gonna do a blue sky, but I was gonna start adding more to the world. Because, what's it called? With, technically it's all background. With, when you start working with 3D like this, everything is background. So what I'm gonna do is just pan the camera around to make it move from here, close to the waterfall, going deep into the water, maybe go up the waterfall. What's it called? The actual background is just probably gonna be this blue sky with clouds every here and there. Oh, I can show you that. It's basically a piece from a library that I saw somewhere, and I had one of my friends who was really into arts at the time do a drawing of it. So I had him go ahead and make, well, basically do it in his style. Thank you. I'll make sure he knows that it's like his art is actually good. What's it called? He always feel like, because his work is always usually like looking at a place and then doing it in his style. He always feels like he is like copying. I tell him it's like everyone, it looks completely different, and it's like everyone copies to some point. Let's put this all in a waterfall folder. Put all this there. I can't put the empty inside, that's why. There we go. Nah, I don't have roommates. Well, not anymore. COVID. At the moment it's just what's it called? Me and what's it called? Yeah. At the moment it's pretty much just me. Called. Let's see. I have to debug this, or I can go ahead and do something else. Oh, me and my sister, who I'm staying with at the moment, who is annoyingly loud. You know what they say, siblings be like that. Discord? What's it called? At the moment, I do not. I should make one. That's an. Oh yeah, it's like I almost choked on some water. Fun, fun, fun. There. Are you okay? Blink once if you're okay. Nah, I'm alive. What's it called? Sorry to have scared you. Let's see. What was I gonna do? Yeah, let's get back onto this piece because at the moment this waterfall needs to be fixed. But yeah, I don't even remember what I was talking about. Yeah, so I should make a Discord, but I haven't yet. At the moment, I do have a Twitter and the YouTube channel, so that works. But what's it called? On my YouTube, I just do more or less video essays and reviews. What's it called? Stop playing around. What's the SpongeBob meme? Shit. You know what I need? I need something that I can quick look up memes at. I need a quick search up for memes. Oh. Regardless, thank you for taking. What's it called? I'm sorry. Don't worry, dude. Talk. Kidding. Let's see. If I have to change this, then I'm gonna have to call it a day on the stream. I don't want to do that just yet. Let's see. Nice. I have the first Sundre in this chat. It only took my first viewer. Let's see. I think we'll have to call it a day in a bit. I need to fix, well, not only a couple things, but I'm gonna have to continue fixing this waterfall, as well as get onto some actual otherworld stuff related, IRL stuff, because it is still Friday morning. Ooh, 9:30 for you, 1 p.m. for me. Oh yeah, I am already late on a couple things, but I got another 5 minutes before. I'll wait for 7 more minutes, then I can actually start working on other stuff. Let's see. Why must you say that? There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, everyone has their own preferences. Let's see. No. Well, so long as what's it called? Yeah, not too much. It's like, so long as you're happy and you're not doing anything illegal, nothing illegal is happening. It's not exactly a bad thing. It's preferences at that point. Let's see. Let's see. We move this there. Okay, I can't do anything about that, and I can't do anything about that. Let's see. Let's put everything back in focus for a second. We have this, our camera. What's it called? Yeah, that's the goal. 1 second. There we go. Sorry, I just had to go fill up some water. Yeah, what's it called? I wanted to go with something like really Studio Ghibli styled, or at least like just the grass, or like a Legend of Zelda sort of grass, just a grass outlook like that. So those are like some really nice styles that I like. And then with the air movement as well is like, you know, see the glass like slightly swaying in the wind. Let me turn off the camera. Wait, let me turn off this. Just a slight sway. I wonder. Nah, I shouldn't add more wind. Let's go with. You know what we need? So I was planning on turning this into like something just sitting on the grass. I didn't come up with an idea yet. Just thinking. Let's see. What can we do with this? We could turn it into a book. We can turn it into like a box. We can do something cool. We turn it into a Pokeball. But then I feel like we're doing too much Pokemon. We could do something like a Legend of Zelda sort of sword. let's see. We could do just what is it when you start every game and then there's like the professor is being chased, so he leaves, there's a bag and inside there's like Pokeballs all around. We do something like that. We can have this as like a bag, and then we can put like a spear. I put it up there, didn't I? Yeah. We could do that. So it's called A. Do that here. Put like spear there. Let's go ahead, scale this down a bit. Let's do this, move this up. And now we just gotta, all we have to do now is turn this into a Pokeball. Let's go ahead and make, let's take the Pokeball out of there. Let's put this here. Make the land, the clouds, the land. Okay. Okay. We have our oh, that's why. There we go. Let's see. What is something we can do with it? I want to zoom into it, but it's like zooming me out every time I get closer to it. Let's see. What do we want? Okay, it's not just me going insane there, it's actually being annoying. Okay, there we go. Okay, we have our ball. So let's look up a picture of a Pokeball. Let's see. Let's go ahead and new window. Let's go ahead and add a new plane. Let's put this at 90. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter. So what we're gonna do now is just going to take this image, turn it into a Pokeball as a reference. So let's go with this and add in this here. We can see what we're looking at. What am I missing? I'm missing something. Hmm. Flower should have color, so in this case, it should be color. That should go into emission. That should go into volume. Me? Oh, I'm always sleepy. What's called the Hulk meme. That's the thing, Cap. I'm always angry. For me, it's I'm always sleepy. For sure. Understandable. I'm doing this the long way for some reason. Let's go with... Wait, can I just drag this in? Yeah, I can just drag it in. You know what? On behalf of me, give yourself a big, large hug and cuddle. Or here, have a virtual one. Big cuddle. There you go. Let's see, if I begin rotating around this thing, then... I swear to God, if I lose this thing again. It's going to sculpt. Let's see. I'm gonna have to do for this. Let's go put this on, put the opacity on lower so I can actually see what I'm looking at. Where's opacity? Okay, that should be fine enough. Let's see. Whoa. Let's see. Alright, let's start with editing it. I'm gonna have to give it 2 small cuts. Let's give it a center cut and a bit higher up. Let's put it once more over here. You know what? Shade smooth. Let's go to edit mode. we need to do is basically, after making our cuts here, we need to make another cuts to show that it's like actually in 3 dimensions. We need to push in the other 2 sets. So one more. Where's this line? This line's over here. So we got this. Let's go ahead and... Where is the thing? Where is this thing? I'm gonna fix this right now. Flip 0.01. Let me... There. Finally. Okay. Let's see. We have this part. We have this. That's why the paper itself is not straight for some reason. Let's go with this Pokeball. Let's go here. Let's move it here. Scale it a bit. Make it a bit bigger. There we go. Alright, now we're gonna go ahead, make the cuts we need. Then we're gonna go ahead and put this in the right spot. I'm realizing now this is probably not the best image to use. Probably something more vertical would have been better. More, not vertical, but more flat. Because then we could actually see where the button would have been. And everything. Yeah, something more like this probably would have been better. Let's go here. Go ahead and move this in. Let's delete this. Let's move this to the scene. Everyone wants to add itself into the scene. There we go. Okay, there we go. And move this here. It's still using the same name because it keeps in local. Rename. There we go. Now we have our actual Pokeball. Go here, this here, this here. Let's go. Move into Y. There. I'm getting tired of this. Let's move this all to 0. Let's put this at the center. Says origin. There. Yeah, now I see you move. Yeah, let's see you move now. And let's go. Okay, let's scale this a bit more. We can always just scale it back if we need it. Cool. Let's go with this. Let's make the loop cuts that we need. Okay. Now that we're there, probably gonna have to make a cut for this circle. Is that better to do before or after is a good question. Because all we have to do now is just go ahead and move this more innards. Let's go here. Let's go select a couple of these. So for example, we can go ahead and select whoa, way off. Okay. Go ahead and select like 4 or 5 of these and then move this in like that. There you go. Go here and do the same. That should be happening all around the object. There we go. Let's go to rendered view for a sec. Hide the image. Yeah, that's all around. So now we can go into the center and add in these circles that we need. I think this is where we're gonna have to call it. Yeah. What's it called? Well, thank you, Toxic, for coming on. I hope you enjoyed the show. What's it called? I'm gonna continue this probably on Monday, or if I get probably on Monday. I'll continue this piece on Monday, or maybe Sunday if I have a chance. But probably Monday. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I hope to see you next time. Let's see. Go ahead and move this. All right. Gold. Thanks again.